Think saving for an apartment is impossible? Maybe you are right. But these 7 financial choices with the Goose can at least give you a real chance, because the apartment fund does not grow from motivation. It grows from the choices you repeat when nobody is watching. The first choice sounds boring, but it changes everything. You need a real number. Not just, I want my own place one day. I mean a rough price range, a down payment goal, closing costs, moving costs, and some money left after the move. Without that, you are not saving for an apartment, you are saving into the fog. The poor choice is saving toward a feeling. The Goose thinks, I need a lot, and because a lot has no shape, every small deposit feels pointless. Then one expensive weekend happens, and suddenly the apartment fund looks like money that was never serious anyway. The rich choice is picking a target and breaking it into pieces. Down payment here, fees there, basic furniture, and a cushion for the first ugly surprise. The number will probably change later, and that is fine. A rough map is still better than wandering around hoping the keys appear. Next is where the money lives, and this matters more than people think. If your apartment savings sit in the same place as your normal spending money, your brain sees one big pile. Then every little want walks up to that pile and says, come on, just this once. The poor choice is keeping everything together and saving whatever survives. It feels relaxed, but it is dangerous. By the end of the month, the Goose is staring at the balance like, wait, where did it go? And honestly, nobody knows. The money left quietly. The rich choice is making a separate apartment fund and sending money there right after payday. It does not have to be huge at the beginning. The magic is that it happens before your mood, your friends, or your tired Friday night self gets a vote. Your current rent can either help the plan or quietly crush it. And I am not saying rent is throwing money away. Rent can buy safety, space, and flexibility. But if your current place eats too much of your income, your future apartment is basically paying for your current lifestyle. The poor choice is renting the version of life you wish you already had. Better building, nicer view, prettier kitchen, and suddenly there is almost nothing left to save. The Goose feels close to the dream, but on paper he is walking away from it every month. The rich choice is creating a gap on purpose. Maybe that means roommates, staying with family a bit longer if that is healthy, choosing a simpler place, or negotiating when possible. It is not glamorous, but the money you do not spend on rent can become the bricks of the place you actually want. Most people do not fail to save because of one coffee. They fail because a few big leaks keep running every month. The car is too expensive, delivery becomes normal, subscriptions multiply, weekends get a little too heroic, and suddenly your lifestyle has its own rent payment. The poor choice is fighting the tiny stuff while ignoring the monsters. The Goose skips one snack and feels financially mature, but the oversized car payment is still sitting there, delivery is still showing up, weekend spending is still doing cardio on the apartment fund. The rich choice is cutting where the money actually leaks. Pick 2 or 3 categories that hurt the most and set rules around them. Cheaper transport, planned meals, fewer random upgrades, fewer forgotten subscriptions. You do not need a sad life. You just need the apartment to win more often. Cutting expenses helps, but there is only so much life you can shrink before it starts feeling miserable. At some point, the apartment plan needs a fence too. More income, better work, extra shifts, freelance projects, selling things you never use, or building skills that make your time worth more. The poor choice is waiting for apartments to magically become cheap enough. Maybe prices fall, maybe they do not. But while the Goose waits, his income stays the same, his saving speed stays the same, and hope becomes the whole plan. Hope is nice, but it does not make deposits. The rich choice is deciding where extra money goes before it arrives. A raise, a bonus, overtime, a sold laptop, a side job payment, whatever it is, the apartment fund gets first call. Extra income only changes your future if your lifestyle does not eat it the same day. Debt can turn a straight road into a long detour. Some debt can make sense, especially if it helps you earn more. But high interest balances and random monthly payments are different. They stand between you and the apartment fund every single month with their hand out. Now, the poor choice is adding payments while trying to save, One payment for the phone, one for the car, one for furniture, one for the card. Alone, each one seems survivable. Together, they take the money that was supposed to become the down payment. The rich choice is making the monthly load lighter. Pay down expensive debt, avoid new payments, and give your income room to breathe. This helps twice. More money can reach the apartment fund now, and later, the mortgage conversation may be less painful. The final choice is protecting the money once it finally starts growing. And this is the weird part. The bigger the apartment fund gets, the more it starts looking useful for everything else. A trip, a gift, a bad week, a random emergency, a moment where you just feel tired of being responsible. The poor choice is borrowing from the fund and saying, "Oh, I will put it back later." Sometimes you do. A lot of times, life moves on and you do not. The real problem is not one withdrawal. The real problem is teaching your apartment fund that it can be touched whenever the mood changes. The rich choice is making rules before temptation shows up. Keep a separate emergency fund, decide what actually counts as an emergency, check progress once a month, and celebrate milestones without emptying them. The apartment fund should feel a little boring, a little protected, and slightly annoying to touch. If you liked this choice card format, tell me which financial decision should go next. A small bonus for everyone who stayed until the end: you can also watch how I create these videos, and do not forget to subscribe. It really matters to me, and maybe even to your future finances.